The Journey to the Heart of Silence, reflecting on Jesus' lost years. Sometimes, faith presents us with blank spaces, with questions that have no easy answers. One of those blank spaces, perhaps the largest of all, is found in the Gospels. Let's think about it for a moment. From the brief account of the child Jesus in the temple at age 12, until his appearance at the Jordan River to be baptized by John, there is a silence of almost 2 decades. 20 years in which the Son of God lived a hidden life. For me, this is not a void that causes unease, but an invitation to contemplation. It is an opportunity to go beyond the known facts and enter into the most human and personal dimension of Jesus. When we meditate on this stage, one of the images that moves me deeply is that of Jesus the carpenter. Not the preacher, not the healer, but the craftsman. Imagine Jesus with his rough hands, the smell of cypress and olive wood, the constant sound of the hammer and saw. In a small village like Nazareth, every day was an echo of the life of its people. Hard work, the warmth of the sun, conversations at the well, family ties. What does this silence tell us about Jesus? It tells us that he was not a being who appeared out of nowhere, but someone rooted in his own humanity. He was a son who cared for his mother, a brother, a neighbor. He learned not only a trade, but also patience, dedication, and the value of honest work. I like to think that in every piece of furniture he built, in every beam he polished, he was already shaping the shape of his future ministry. A ministry of service, of building bridges, and of mending souls. This idea invites us to find holiness in the ordinary, in the routines of our own lives. The apocryphal tales, fables or mirrors of the soul. The emptiness of the canonical Gospels was a challenge for early Christians, who were eager to know more about their Savior's childhood. Thus, apocryphal Gospels emerged, such as the Infancy Gospel of Thomas. These texts, which were not included in the Bible, present a child Jesus who performs miracles with almost mischievous innocence, creating clay birds that come to life or punishing those who offend him. At first glance, these stories may seem strange or even childish. But what if we see them as a window into human aspirations? People wanted to see a Messiah who was extraordinary from the very beginning, who demonstrated his divinity in spectacular ways. They wanted their faith to be as obvious as a miracle in plain sight. The early church, by not including them, gave us a subtle but profound message. Faith is not based on dazzling acts of power, but on the power of love and service manifested in one's adult life. It reminds us that Jesus' divinity is not demonstrated in his infancy, but in his passion and resurrection. The Apocrypha shows us what faith is not, and invites us to seek the truth in the humblest and most profound way. Finally, the crucial question: why didn't the evangelists write about these years? The answer, I believe, is not that they were hiding something, but that they were focused on the essential. The Gospels are not exhaustive biographies. They are the good news. They focus on the baptism, the ministry, the passion, and the resurrection, because those are the events that are vital to the salvation of humanity. It's as if a friend were telling you the story of your life, focusing on the moment you found your purpose, not on every day of your childhood. What matters is the afterward. This silence teaches us something about purpose. It reminds us that it's not always necessary to understand every detail of someone's life to grasp their message. What truly matters is the legacy, the impact, the why and what for of his existence. The mystery of Jesus' lost years invites us to reflect on our own purpose. If Jesus dedicated so much of his life to silent and humble preparation, what does that tell us about the importance of our own spiritual growth, even in the moments that seem most ordinary? At the end of the day, Jesus' hidden years are not a mystery to be solved, but a parable to reflect on. They invite us to look at Jesus' life not only through the eyes of a historian, but through those of a believer, finding holiness in silence, divinity in the ordinary, and purpose in preparation. What do you think the silence of the Gospels teaches us about Jesus' life? Do you see in his hidden life a reflection of his own preparation for service? Ready for more? Hit that subscribe button to join our community. A like helps us out, a comment sparks conversation, and a share lets others discover us.